Alright, you might be wondering why I'm in my bathroom, and it's because we're talking about this book. Now, before we start off with this, let me just say, this is not my copy of the book. It's this old copy my mom had. You can tell, because, this stuff. But I'm talking about this. Sorry, it's been like 12 days. Yeah, that whole one video every day thing isn't really working out. But I have a 3-day weekend, so I'll try making a video every single day. But here is Captain Underpants and the Attack of the Talking Toilets. It's been since, October or November since I talked about Captain Underpants. And now, like I said, this is not my copy of the book. But I will get a copy soon, and by when I do the third one, I'll definitely have a copy of the third one. I just had to have an idea for a video, and I thought this would be pretty easy. But I thought I would talk about Captain Underpants and the Attack of the Talking Toilets, which is the sequel, but the original called Another, because this wasn't really known as a sequel. They were known as more one-off adventures. And it's worth noting that this early copy of the book doesn't say any of this stuff, but okay. We got the chapters and stuff. Okay, so the book actually starts out with a recap of what happened in the first book. This is why they're kind of one-off adventures, because they have this little recap thing. Okay, George and Harold. It's basically the same thing as the first one, but just kind of slightly different. They even changed the letters on the side. Since this is an old book, these pages are really hard to turn. They just changed the letters. Okay, this is where it actually starts. Chapter 2, the story. So basically, there's this convention that they're having, second annual Invention Convention, which is just a convention at the school for inventions. I think it kind of explains itself. And George and Harold, they want to participate because they're no, I'm joking. They are kind of, sort of. But Mr. Krup's like, nah, mate, nah, bro, nah. And he remembers what George and Harold did last year. He turns into a devil. And basically, chapter 3 is called The Flashback. As you can see. That was pretty stupid, like, yeah, Sherlock. But they glued all the chairs down to get up, and that was their invention. Genius. But then this kid realizes. So basically, Mr. Krabs like, nah, mate, nah. I think it even says this contest is open to all students in the 3rd and 4th grade, except George Winhill. Yeah, sorry, 5th graders. And so he's like, also turns into the devil again. Chapter 4, the invention. So we actually get introduced to a new character, and this character is known as the Electric Apple. Yes, this thing actually turns into a robot and becomes one of the main characters. And you see it at the end of this book. No, it's Melvin. He actually thought that happened. That'd be pretty cool if it did, though. Probably cooler than Melvin, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of Melvin. Hey, Big Melvin, that's a Captain Underpants reference. But they see Melvin, and hold on 1 second. So George and Harold, since they can't participate, they come to mess up everyone's inventions. And they promise Melvin if he doesn't tell anyone, then they won't mess up his invention. Makes sense. It's actually a pretty fair trade, because you get the enjoyment, and it doesn't happen to you. It's like when someone slips, you think it's funny, but then when it happens to you, it's not. But he shows them how this thing works. The Patsy, the Patsy, I think I used to call this thing the Pasty, but it's the Patsy 2000, where you basically put in an image, put it in, and boom, out comes the animal, or whatever the picture is. So say if you put a picture of dirt, all that would come out is, dirt. Oh, wait, hold on. I just realized, you see this? That's called a tripod. Hold on. I'm gonna, fixes some things that didn't really work out. Back to the book. So we got, they just think it's some copier thing on it, I'm pretty sure. They think it's kind of trash. I don't really blame them, it kind of already is. How many pages is this book, by the way? Like, 139? So they decide to mess with everyone's invention. You know, we got the little dog with the blog. Then we got, balls. Like, actually balls, so I'm not lying. And then we got the Pillow-matic 2000 and Bart Simpson right there. This book was actually made in 1989. Since this is celebrating its 10th anniversary, I guess. So yeah, Mr. Compass is upset, but Melvin does him because he's a tattletale. He's a tattletale. But also, this right here is a pretty good song, I think. But George and Howard are just like literally the worst in the Mr. Cups. Just so good, and they just make it look so bad. It's really funny. He sends them to the Invention Convention Detention. Yeah. So basically, they have this idea where they just do this. So yeah, great idea. They're actually baby geniuses. And then once they're done, they have extra time to spare, so they make a new Captain Underpants comic book. Because that's this guy, this fat chubster McChubbytron. And it's called Captain Underpants and the Attack of the Talking Toilets. Okay, we got a book inside a book. So this entire book takes place inside this book. So that means this story isn't canon. No, it's just this thing is the same title. I always wondered why they didn't just make some text like that. That would have made more sense, to be honest. Because it just kind of looks jarring. Attack of the Talking Toilets. A UFO appears in the school and turns out the toilet's evil. They start eating people. They call Captain Underpants, and he stuffs a plunger in each. But then out comes the Turbo Toilet 2000. And it was a big fight, so he slams him, beats him up, stretches into the UFO, and everybody makes it out. Great comic, 10 out of 10. Better than this book. No, I'm joking. Okay, chapter 10 is called A Big Mistake. So this actually takes place in the hospital, in the birth room. So we basically have eating paper and poop and pee all over the walls. I like this humor. But they think Melvin's invention is kind of bullcrap. And it kind of is, but it also kind of isn't. It actually works, but they think it's just some stupid copier. And so they end up printing copies of their comic book. So, oh no, that means out is going to come a bunch of gym teachers. Da 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 da. So that's why this book is called Attack of the Talking Gym Teachers, because gym teachers know how to talk. They know this thing called a language. So George and Howard are like, mommy. Like, what did you expect? Melvin did not lie. Melvin would never lie. Oh wait, he literally just did that like 20 pages ago. When Mr. Krabs, because Mr. K also considered for Mr. Krabs, he sees George and Harold running out of the Invention Convention Detention, so he decides to make it a suspension. Oh, I accidentally dropped that. Not really, I mean I caught it, but okay. So they're like, yeah, boom, boom, boom. Okay, and the book gets sidetracked, and it kind of forgets about this plot. That's why this book is called Attack of the Talking Gym Teachers, not Attack of the Talking Toilets. Yeah. But then, as he opens the door, he dies. Harold laughs. George is distraught, to be honest. He's traumatized. He just saw his gym teacher die, which, I mean, I wouldn't be traumatized by that. But and she's like, and this teacher's like, yeah, what you normally do if there's a monster eating people. What just happened? Pretty sure this lady also gets eaten. Hold on. Yeah, this lady also, she gets eaten. She's like, dang, monster, snap off. And so Mr. Crump is the good guy. Oh no, and that means he's gonna turn into a talking toilet. It's literally in the title. Or he's gonna turn into more laughs. And so George and Harry are like, uh-oh, what are we gonna do? And so they do stuff. They chase after him, and it is actually too late. This is a follow-up to the big mistake. It's last two over. I also like how this is page 69. Hey, I'll read this page. When Jordan and Harold reached Mr. Crep's office, they found only his clothes, shoes, and toupee on the floor. Looks at Harold. The window is open, and one of the red curtains is missing. What do we do now? Asked George. Do we save Captain Underpants, or do we stay here and get eaten by a bunch of toilets? Let me think about that one, said Harold as he climbed out the window. So he's gonna get eaten. It sounds like I keep saying Eden, like east of Eden. But I'm actually saying Eaton. So a toilet, just kind of falls out of a building, that looks normal. Captain Underpants is running with all these clothes from the clothesline. And little Bobby Boy from the last book, when he saw the robots, he was like, oh my god. And so he tells his mom again, and it sounds like, ha! And then it says, how those twin cats do this. So we got chapter 14, The Talking Toilet Takeover. That's actually pretty much a good title for this book, The Talking Toilet Takeover. And I would have separated it. But, and so the teacher's like, and Captain Underpants is like, stop. I'm going to let you get eaten, man. I need to hold this book better. She gets eaten. Okay, Captain Underpants let a person die. And then he stretches his underwear out because he's going to kill those guys. But so they went to the cafeteria, and this might be my favorite chapter of the book. It's also like the longest. Cleaned chipped beef to the rescue. That was a great title for a movie, or it would have been. And so Harold moves the cart around. George gets the slop, and Captain Underpants is the slingshot, not the slingshot. That's not a thing. The toilets think they're the cafeteria, but they went around. They feed all the food to him, and the toilets think it's disgusting. Like, disgusting even for a toilet. I didn't think the toilet could not stand anything, but okay. And so they all start barfing like toilets do. And Captain Underpants got that smug face. But George is like, wait. If that book went into the copier and made all these little guys, then that means... So the next chapter is the Turbo Toilet 2000. Yeah. Also, nice foot cam. Ding. The video on purpose because I feel like it's a good time to change because we're at the second part of the book, which is where they fight the Turbo Toilet 2000, which in the cover it's very good. It looks like he's just a giant toilet with a mouth, but he has legs, so it's kind of a mistake, I guess, right there. I need to stop holding the book like that. I'm used to holding it like this, but now I have to hold it straight up, because if I don't, this thing gets more in the way, and it's already kind of in the way as it is. When you see this Captain Underpants, I really like this. The Turbo Toilet looks good in this. This page was. Here's some more good artwork, not as good, and then chapter 17, the incredibly graphic violence chapter, part 1, Flipperama. So wedgie power versus potty power. Gives the toilet a wedgie, like normal people do. Oh no, the potty power punch prevails. That's good onomatopoeia. No, I'm joking. I don't know why he looks like that, man. That's not what he's supposed to look like, but okay. I also like how his eyes are right where the toilet thing comes out. So, for example, right there, it comes out right there, and that thing's, lifted up. So you guys had to see that. Hope you're not eating something while watching this video. Though I'm assuming if you're watching a video about Captain Underpants, or even reading Captain Underpants, you're not reading it anyway. Also, apparently this book was distributed by Little Apple. I guess these were in the 90s when they were distributed, but okay. And the carnivorous commode captures the captain. Just gotta flip that. So Captain Underpants is dead, and George and Harold have to save the day, not Captain Underpants. That's why these books should probably honestly be called George and Harold, featuring Captain Underpants. Also, I'm sorry, I keep holding the camera like that, or the book like that. Harold and the purple ball pointed. Harold, no, look. Harold and the ball. But they work on stuff. They see the Patsy 2000, it breaks, it flashes, and out comes, what was his name? The Incredible Robo Plunger. That's what I thought it was, I just couldn't remember. Then we get another football-rama from this bud. So the Incredible Robo Plunger to the rescue. And he starts punching this guy, because, that's what Robo Plunger guys do. The Incredible Robo Plunger kicks the TT-2000's Tushy. A very weird title for anything, actually. For Captain Underpants, the TT-2000 takes the plunge. George and Harold are high-fiving. And he's clogging the guy. So they pull out Captain Underpants. He's now Mr. Cup because he's wet. And chapter 21 is the aftermath. So Mr. Cup's like, how are we going to pay for this? And George and Harold's like, So he tells the robo guy to fix everything up, and he wants Mr. Cup to pay him back. Or them back. Also, I never thought I'd see the day Harold would do the symbol. And so they're all, happy now. Mr. Cup doesn't have to pay for these. But now George and Harold, principals for the day, and they get all this stuff. And Mr. Cup just doesn't want to be in trouble. I don't know if it's been a lot of money. I think it might just be in trouble. But thus, George and Harold, they want to be principals for the day, and they get stuff that would honestly probably cost more. Also, his face is split up into two, so it's like two faces. That's pretty weird. Right now you get to see all this stuff. Pretty cool. And then all the teachers are in detention, even Melvin, because they're principals. Yeah, frick Melvin! That little frickin' liar. She's like, when George and Harold know, she's like, hey! Be careful or something. I don't know what does she say? Come back here right now. She goes, okay, that's what she says. And Mr. Cup hears a snap, so he runs out and gets in his underwear. Oh no, cried Harold. Here we go again, said George. And that's the end. And I'll just show some stuff back here. There's an about the author. It's Captain Underpants, announcing the contest of the century. Here are other books. The only other one that came out here, Captain Underpants, but it actually says what the title is, not just Captain Underpants 3. It's Captain Underpants and the invasion of the incredibly not a cafeteria from outer space, and the evil lunchroom zombie nerds. And that was Captain Underpants. So overall, is this book better than the first one? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's as long. The first one feels more like a grand adventure, and this one just takes place in one setting. And I do like the first one because you don't really get to see the actual town that much. Sure, you get to see it in big fights, but they're big and huge and stuff, big robots and stuff. It's nice to just kind of relax for a bit, yeah. I don't know why I'm making random noises. But yeah, that's the end of this book. Overall, I rate this book at least a 6 or a 7 out of 10. And that was my review of Captain Underpants and the Attack of the Talking Toilets. Peace.